Hello, kindergarten. I'm so happy to be here with you all. You guys are the best class in the whole school. You know that, right? You're the first kindergarten class that's getting art, and you're my first kindergarten class since I'm new at the school. So by the time you guys get out and get to 8th grade, I'll still be here, and I will have seen every single one of your grades through school. So, happy April. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you enjoy this project. This next project that we're going to do is something that is perfect for a Mother's Day present. So if there's a mom or a grandmom in the room, could you please leave for a little while, or don't listen to what we're talking about, because we're doing something secret and surprise, okay? So you will need 2 pieces of paper, copy paper, binder paper, or not binder paper, copy paper or printer paper is just fine. You will need some Q-tips. You will need some paints. Hopefully you have some watercolor paints. If you don't, you can use crayons, markers, or color pencils. Just anything that you have to make color is fine. You'll need some scissors and a glue stick and a pencil. Okay, so why don't you gather all that stuff. Make sure your mom is not listening after you get your stuff together, and meet me back here in a minute and we will make our project. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I hope you have all your supplies with you. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one of our 2 pieces of paper and fold it in half like a book. So when you fold, you want to try and match up the corners here if you can, and hold the corners, and then just press gently to make the fold. Okay, and then let's set that one aside for a minute. Let's take the other one. We're going to do the same thing. Fold it in half like a book. Hold the corners and fold it. If you need some help, there's probably somebody there who can help you that is not your mom or your grandmother. They can help you do the folding. They might need to help you do the rest of this part too. Okay, now, ahead of time, I drew on the other side of this, so I want to show you. I used my pencil, and I drew just like this, starting at the fold. This is the side with the fold. Make sure you start on the folded side, not the side that opens like a book. So you're on the fold. You're going to start with your pencil here and draw around and back down to here. Look at how big this is compared to my hand. It's not bigger than my hand. It's only, look at it, it's only about as tall as my thumb. Your hands are smaller, so this may only be just a little bit bigger than your whole hand. Look at all this space I left down here. Let's see if you can leave some space down there too, because we're going to use the rest of this paper for something else in a minute. So once you get that drawn, I forgot to tell you, maybe you have a ruler, or you can get one later if you're first watching this and then you're going to make it later. With your ruler, if you line your ruler up so that it's even right here, you can make a straight line, or you can use something else like the edge of a book. You're just going to draw a straight line across like this. Okay, so that's what we're going to use for the bottom of the paper. Now, you need to get your scissors out. Let's first cut on this line down here. Okay, and look, it's longer than I need it to be, because remember it was folded in half. So now I'm going to cut it on where I folded it. I'm going to cut right there on the fold, and I'm going to keep one of these pieces of paper. So I'll set that aside up here for later. I don't need the other one. And now let's cut this out. I bet you can already tell, or maybe you have a guess, what this will be. Remember, the fold was right here. Okay, you're going to start at the bottom of this line. You're going to follow the line with your scissors. Kindergarten is the best. Yay, I like kindergarten. You have so much fun in kindergarten. You get stories and singing, you play outside, you learn all kinds of new things. It's great. Okay, now look what happens when we open this. What do we have? We have a heart. So let's for now set that aside with that other little piece of paper and put it up here. Now what you need was the other big piece that we already folded in half, okay? So for right now, why don't you lay it out flat and open? Here's the fold right here. And anything on this side of the fold, I'm not going to do anything with. I'm going to decorate this part right here. You're going to need to get your Q-tips. And you may have 3 or 4, I don't know. I only have 2. You see how the Q-tips have 2 different ends? That means you can paint with this end and this end. So you have 2 different colors that you can use on this one Q-tip. These are my paints. I have a huge set of paints. Look at how big that is. You probably have a smaller set. So you're going to get yours. Now don't worry, if you don't have any paints at home, you can do this with your crayons, your color pencil, or your marker. I'm going to show you with paints. Now, just so you know, this heart right here is eventually going to go here. And this piece of paper is eventually going to go here. So, if you're making, when we start to paint, if you don't get very much paint where this heart would be, that's okay, because it's going to be covered here. And it's going to be covered on the bottom. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. I'll show you. Okay, so with my Q-tip, I have a hard time. I always want to say Q-tip, but toothpick, but it's a Q-tip. It gets me all confused. Okay, I'm going to dip into some yellow. Okay, so I have yellow paint on there. Now remember, we said that this heart would be right around here, so I don't really need to decorate that. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to make some little dots. All I'm doing is just pressing straight down. Let me zoom in so you can see better. Okay, I'm just getting my paint and then I'm just making dots. I don't even have to move it around like I do when I'm trying to write with a pencil. I have to move it. But with this, all I do is just make dots all over my paper. I'm taking my time so that my dots are nice and round and not messy and smudgy. Okay, now remember also, down here at the bottom of the paper, remember we said there would be that piece of paper here, so I don't have to paint that. I don't have to paint that, and I don't have to paint up here in the middle where I think the heart will be. So, you can see the whole paper now. So I've done a good amount of yellow dots. I don't know how many there are because it doesn't really matter, but I've done a lot of different yellow dots. Now I'm going to go into another color. So you get to choose, or you can think about, what colors are my mom's favorite colors? So I have this kind of pretty pinkish purpley color. It's called magenta. And I'm going to make some dots with that, mixing it up where all around. And every once in a while I have to dip my Q-tip back in there. I don't have to dip it in every single time because this Q-tip holds quite a lot of paint. How about one more over there? Okay, now I'm going to get another new clean Q-tip because I'm going to go into a third color, color number 3 here. Can you tell what color that is? It's kind of hard with our light. It's a beautiful blue. Okay, so I do a few dots, then I dip it back into the paint. You need your paints to be kind of wet ahead of time. So you want to put a little water on those paints and sort of mix it up with your brush ahead of time so that they're nice and ready to go for you. Okay, so there's that. Now I have one last clean area of Q-tip, so I can do my last color, and I'm going to choose, see that? It's a really, really light green. Remembering to dip it into my paints every once in a while, and see how I'm leaving this space open for the heart and this space down here. It's okay if you forget and you cover those with dots. It's just that when we glue those papers back on top, you won't see your dots. So either way, if you remember to leave it empty, fine, and if you forget, that's also fine. Okay, there we go. So I have a good amount of dots. Let me put my paint to the side so I have some more room to work. And now we can, I'll move this over here. You might want to set your dots aside to dry for a while. Maybe have a snack or some lunch after you do this part here. Guess what? I'm going to have lunch as soon as I'm done making this video, and I'm going to have probably your favorite. I'm going to have macaroni and cheese. Yum! So, let's start with this guy right here. When you're in kindergarten, you learn how to make your capital letters and your lowercase letters. So on this card, when we write the word mom, mom is a name, or if you're going to write grandma, you can write that one, whatever you want, but we start it with a capital letter. So I'm going to do a nice big capital letter M, and then an O. I'm leaving a little space between the letters just because I'm trying to fill up this whole piece of paper. And how do you spell mom? M-O-M. Okay, now you can be done like that if you want to, or you can go over this again and make it thicker if you want to. You could even get a different color of colored pencil and trace these letters with a different color, and that would be neat. It would be kind of almost like a rainbow name. It's up to you. Okay, so we have that. We put that aside. Now, you get to choose whatever you want to put in this heart. You could make another heart. You could make a smiley face. You could make some more dots. You could put 2, so it says to mom, or you could put 4, F-O-R, for a mom. You can do whatever you want. You can even just do, let me get a good color here. You could do some fun designs. Maybe I'll do some designs. Maybe I'll do, you know what this design is called? Let's go in so you can see better. Do you know what this is called? It's called a spiral. It's kind of like a snail or a curlicue or a twisty circular shape, and I don't know if you noticed, but I'm doing mine in different directions, and you can do that. You can do a whole bunch of little hearts. You can draw a picture. What's your mom's favorite flower? What's her favorite color? Do you have a pet? Do you want to draw a picture of your pet? This is anything you want to do. So I'm going to do another heart inside like that. Okay? Now, your painting will be dry soon, and when it is, let me show you what you're going to do. Mine isn't dry yet, but I'm going to be really, really careful and show you. Okay, now, because you're in kindergarten, I want to teach you the right way to do this now so that when you go through all the other grades, you're already going to know this. When you glue something onto something else, you want to put the glue on the little thing that you're gluing. If you put a bunch of glue right on here, what if you did too much and it got all over the place? You don't know how big that thing is. So you turn your piece of paper over and you put your glue on the back of what you're trying to glue on. Okay, does that make sense? So watch now. We flip it over, and down here at the bottom of my card it says Mom. See how I covered up a couple of the dots I painted? This little one right here is halfway covered. That's okay. There's another one underneath there that's covered up. Alright, so once again, when you're gluing something on, you take the little piece and you put the glue on the back of the little piece. I like to work, I'm working on what's called a craft mat. It's like a placemat so that I don't get glue all over my table. You might work on a piece of scratch paper or a piece of newspaper at your house. Okay, so I have a lot of nice glue on here, and very carefully I am going to stick it on this card like this, and see, some of my dots got covered up, but that's okay. And then press it down. A lot of kids will go boom, 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 and try to bang the piece of paper to get it to glue on. You don't need to do that. All you do is you just gently press and it sticks. Okay, so now you have made a beautiful card. Once you get everything glued on and it's dry, if you feel like later you want to come back and do more decoration, you can do that. But we have a nice card like this. Inside you can write, "Dear Mom, I love you. Thank you for being the best mom ever," or whatever you want to write in there. So good job. And if you feel like it, you could send me pictures of what you make. Have a great day. I'm going to go eat my macaroni and cheese now. See you later.